Hello everyone, welcome back to Then and There. This is Marcia. I have a different kind of share I want to show you guys today. It is a journal. It is a hardcover journal made out of a book cover. The difference in this book is that I made it entirely and completely out of a kit that I got from Renee at GTDesigns Vtg Supplies. I won this kit actually in a giveaway that she did here just would have been a little over a week ago now, and I got my stuff last week and I was just blown away. Just everything in the kit was just so much of it and so beautiful, and I just really wanted to use it in the best way possible, and I wanted to just what do I want to say? I just really wanted to do it in a way that was what's the word I'm looking for? That I don't know what I'm trying to say, what the word is I'm looking for. Something that just did honor is not the word I'm looking for, but just did justice. Justice is the word. Justice to the kit that I received. It was just amazing. And so what I decided to do was make a journal out of the kit and nothing but the kit. Because there was so much in the kit, she thinks of everything. There is nothing besides scissors, glue. I use a sewing machine, but you wouldn't have to. And I use ink to ink the edges of pages, and I ink pages. I did use a little bit of coffee to coffee dye some of the papers. But none of that stuff besides scissors and glue is necessary. When you get her kit, you have everything you need to make a journal. Literally everything. And on that note, not only everything you need to make a journal, but that and more. This is everything I have left after making the journal. And you can see it's full. It's loaded and decorated. And I still have all these fabric scraps, paper scraps, because I don't throw anything away. Literally. I keep the smallest little thing. And I have even some large pages that I didn't even use. And I still have, like I said, like little fabric scraps I have left, buttons, cards, stickers, so much stuff left after making the journal. I could make more stuff. I could make more stuff to put in the journal. I could decorate it more. I could use that stuff. I'll probably end up putting it in my stash to use with other things, but what I'm trying to get at is Renee's kits are awesome. So I wanted to do this to just, for anyone who might be new to junk journaling and want to give it a try, but you don't really have a stash of stuff and you don't want to go buy a bunch of stuff, just get one of her kits and you have everything you need. And I do know she does custom kits as well. I mean, you'd have to discuss all that with her. And I did not talk to her before doing this. She has no idea I'm doing this. This is something I came up with, and I'm not saying it's anything new. Someone else may have done this before. I don't know. But it's just, it really just laid on me that I wanted to do this for her as much as for myself. It was a great challenge to use nothing out of my stash but what came in the kit. I didn't, as tempted as I was, because I could think, oh, I have this that goes really well. But then I was like, no, I want to just stick to the kit and see what I can do with it. And it was great. I didn't have to go through my stuff and gather a bunch of stuff together to put in this kit. She did it for me, and everything coordinates, everything goes so well together. Okay, so with all of that said, I just, it's a shameless just plug to Renee for how awesome her kits are. Okay, that's what this is. That's all it is. It's nothing more than that. Okay, so this came with the kit. Obviously, I'm not going to say that again. Everything came with the kit. And she coffee dyed it herself, some seam binding. This beautiful ivory color. This was a Reader's Digest book cover that she had already gutted, so I didn't have to do that part. The spine was apart. It wasn't attached, but I just rebuilt that with some fabric and glue. Literally, that's it. This beautiful tapestry. For the outside, it has, the majority of the colors are gold and this rustic red color. There are other colors spread throughout, like blues and purples, and there may be some greens here and there. The backside has a different kind of trim that also coordinates with the golds and the reds. Inside has this beautiful, this was like a double-sided cardstock. Oh, excuse me. Double-sided cardstock, which I used for the end pages. On both sides, you can see the gold fabric on the inside of the spine. Oh, and I also took a little bit of the seam binding and just put it in there just for a little bit of a ruffle. Hopefully you can see that on both sides. And this was an avocado dyed business envelope that I folded and made into a tuck spot. So this was a card that I backed on with some cardstock and inked around. Beautiful image. There, it does have a kind of a theme of music, but it's not an overpowering theme. This is also a tuck spot right here with this vintage playing card with again the music theme. This is some ruffled, it's not tulle, it's a, what's it called, organza type material that I ruffled up here. Pattern paper, which I did coffee dye. It's a very old children's activity book page. Receipt. This was a greeting card. Sorry, I can't think. Greeting card, and these deer have a bit of a gold foiling sort of print to them. It's not gold foil, it's but it's shiny. I can't talk. You guys know how I do with videos. It's a hand-painted paper, part of a book page. Tuck spot here I made with some wallpaper and buttons and some yarn. Made just a little journaling card there in the envelope. This was another page from a Reader's Digest. It was like the end page that she sent in. It may have gone with this book, it may have gone with a different one, I don't know, but it matches the kit perfectly. Made fabric tabs out of some of the scraps of fabric. This is a book page. This is gold vellum, which I made a pocket out of here. This was a book page image that I backed with some cardstock to make a journaling card. I did coffee dye this page. It was just sheet music, the paper clip, and the yarn, or decorated with yarn, sorry. This is some more of that organza fabric which I stitched around to make a pocket. And this flower I attached to some cardstock to make like it's kind of like a bookmark type journaling spot. I clipped it on there because it's a bit heavy and it wants to fall toward the center of the book, which adds more bulk. This was a napkin that I decoupaged on there. It's got kind of a gold tint to it. I love this book page. It's a book page that I just decoupaged on, and then I just stitched around there just for looks. It doesn't have a purpose otherwise. I made a large lace pocket here. Left it over the edge so that it makes a little bit of a frill at the edge. This is a playing card, like I said, which I layered up some papers and some more of that seam binding to make a journaling card. I like that it is bookends, and you can see the titles of the books. You can't read this part as well, but it had the author, but I've stitched on it, so it's not as legible. A pocket here made with some yellow polka dot paper that has a butterfly cut out of it, and I inked around it to kind of bring out that butterfly. It's not real great, but it's there. This is a small envelope that she sent me with just a little piece of coffee dyed paper in it so that you could journal in it. It's the other side of the greeting card, which I inked up. Added a tab, receipt. I used another playing card here with a a horn, I'll call it. I'm not sure what that is. French horn, I think. A little card here about a peace conference. It's a question and answer. It's like a quiz, trivia, maybe. This was the double-sided cardstock, which I just did some coffee dyed paper on the back and stitched around it to make a journaling spot. This card was it's like a ticket, something in to be repaired, and this is the ticket number. I did a quote here, which was from one of the book pages. It says, "Occasionally we sigh for an earlier day when we could just look at the stars without worrying whether they were theirs or ours." I just liked that quote, and I just layered up some fabrics and lace and stitched them on there. Put a little bit of seam binding here on this paper clip as well. And this is some more of that gold vellum. This was the page the quote comes from, and I left one quote on here. It says, "He who seeks only for applause from without has all his happiness in others' keeping." And I really liked that quote. A more seam binding and just a tag here with some seam binding as well. A book page. Did a fabric flip. This beautiful, it's a printed canvas. Really like that. This was one of the things printed on inside the greeting card. It's a warm and special feeling binding heart to heart forever in a spirit of belonging neither time nor miles can sever. Book page here about cherry trees, and there are some cherry trees on the reverse side. An address book page, a hymnal page. This was a paper bag which I just stitched on the sides to create a little tuck spot here with another one of those trivia cards. And I made a journaling card here with some collage. And I wanted to use this little piece here. It says, "Put into words the color of the sky." A little bit of my poetic heart coming out there. I like finding phrases and words in text and just centering in on them. Some ledger paper. This is a book page about dried flowers, and it has all the different dried flowers and their names, and I just folded them in to make pockets because they were bigger than the book, and made just little tags to go into each one. Some more of that organza ruffled up there. The other side of the paper bag, which also has a journaling card in it. This was a book page, which had this pretty image of a woman holding a book. Looked like she's been reading. And on the back side, this is Monopoly money. And I wanted to use them, but I wasn't sure how at first. They were just kind of floating around my desk. And I thought, I want to back this with something so you can journal on it, but I didn't have a piece big enough. So I grabbed two of them, put them side by side, and then I stitched around them. And it gives you two different journaling spots on one card. And it didn't interfere with the picture at all. So that was perfect. And I love this paper bag. It's got this bit of red on the fold, and as you could see here, it's got this bit of red here, and I just added a bit of a cutout of some pattern paper to that. I love that. I don't know where she found that, but it's beautiful. This had a picture of a building. I think it was a Capitol building of somewhere. I don't know, but I just decoupaged some napkin on there. The Japanese cherry trees. This was a book page as well. I liked that picture, so I just decoupaged that on there. Piece of fabric. I think this would be really neat if you wanted to stamp a saying or even just hand write something on here. This was some hand embroidered pattern that someone started and was unable to finish. And I just think that would be a great place for a word or a title. I did a collaged journaling card here. I stitched around some fabric and some papers on some cardstock for a little place to journal. Another little fabric tab. This was a Rolodex card, which I just altered by putting some scraps of fabric on. Inked around it a bit. And the vellum. Now this, I want to point out, I loved the font and style of this, the back side of this card, so I didn't want to alter it or cover that up any. I don't know if you can see clearly. It's just really pretty. And I love that I have this vellum I could put it on so I could make a tuck spot out of it. You can see this pretty side as well as the side on the other side. And these little guys stick out just right. Little things make me happy. So that is it. That is, and you can see it has 2 signatures and they are stitched directly to the spine. And that is the journal that I was able to create using Renee's kit. It's very simple if you're a beginner, or if you just want a specific theme or something and you don't want to gather a bunch of stuff just to get a few items for a theme, then I would definitely say check her out. She has great supplies. I love her nothing new policy. She likes only things that are being repurposed, things that she can salvage from estate sales, garage sales, or even the curbside, wherever she gets them from. But she doesn't go out to stores and buy new things, and I love that. So thank you, Renee, for the opportunity to win this kit. It was amazing. I'm over the moon pleased that I was able to win it. And just, yeah, thanks. I really, really love your stuff. All right, bye.